Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brooklyn. It's the WGIS, nothing less, giving it straight to your chest. Yeah, yeah. Know what? No chaser. Yeah, yeah. What's the name? It's the WGIS, nothing less, giving it straight to your chest. No chaser.
Yes,
Welcome to another edition of the Rundown. It's your boy, the Drum Major, along with my partner,
yes,
the
indeed.
chef.
What's good, baby?
Shannon.
Ain't nothing, man.
Listen,
Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
don't. You gotta have a J-O-B if you wanna be with me.
Oh, yeah.
No romance without finance.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they was
Yes,
doing
sir.
us, man. They was gold digging us back then, man.
Oh, man. If you didn't have,
They was gold digging us even before we knew what gold digging was.
if you
You
ain't
hear
got
that,
the
man?
ducats, if
You
you
hear
ain't
that,
got the
man?
ducats, kick
We gotta have a
rocks.
job. We gotta have a job.
You know,
We can't have romance without finance. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, John, listen, at this stage of the game, I think the bar got moved. I think it's like, it's not enough to have a job anymore, B.
It's not enough.
Gotta, yeah. My
It's not
wife
enough.
told me what women want today, men, listen up, young men, listen up. Just don't get a job to be getting a job, man.
Yo,
You
young
gotta
men are in
provide,
trouble, yo.
yo, listen, you gotta provide security and all that, man.
Yo, young men are in trouble, man. I say, listen. Sidebar. I know this is a sports podcast, but you
No
know,
doubt.
sometimes we flow. We flow where the water takes us, dogs.
No
You already
doubt.
know. Listen, young men, find your purpose, man.
Facts.
Find your purpose,
Facts.
achieve your goal.
Facts.
Everything else will come. The money will come. The women will come. This is WGI Sports OG talk. You hear me?
Facts. Get your mind right.
Yeah, already.
Get
the
your
mind
health right.
Get
And
the mind
everything else
right.
will flow.
Yeah. Mind, body, spirit.
Yes, sir.
Read, study,
Yep.
exercise.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to be
Present
a fat
yourself.
bastard like me.
Present your
Life after sports, John.
life after sports.
It's horrible.
It's
It's horrible, man. So I'm teaching my son that discipline. So listen, don't
You
just because you
understand?
ain't playing no more don't mean you stop.
Right. You gotta keep it moving.
Gotta keep it moving.
Word up. You gotta keep it moving, man. So
Word bond.
yes, sir. But back to sports, Chef.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Back to sports, man.
It's a lot going on.
A lot of March Madness is March Madnessing.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
A lot of March Madness is March Madnessing.
A lot of people getting eliminated.
Yeah, and some shockers.
Bracket busters.
Some shockers occurred.
Yes, sir.
Bracket busters occurred.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But before we get into that, of course, you know we gotta shout out our sponsors, Sugar Water Radio, Sugar Water TV, franchise, new girl.
Let's get into it.
You know what I'm saying? Graph Inks, multimedia designer, photography.
Yeah.
Making every event most eventful.
No doubt.
Inspire motivational teas. Get your mind right, get your vibrations right, get your consciousness right, elevate your consciousness. I am the most popular sale. You already know. And of course, last but not least, Fat Boy Coffee. Shout out to Coach Lonnie and Rock, major distributors of the brand. Upon your first purchase of a bag, you get 10% off using code WGIS1. Again, 10% off upon your first purchase of a bag using code WGIS1.
Of a bag.
Multiple flavors, multiple gourmet flavors.
Yep.
Get you a bag. You dig?
Get at it.
Chef.
Yes, sir.
March Madness is March Madnessing.
It is, man. It is.
Let's get to the shockers, Chef.
Let's get it.
Number 1 ranked Florida.
Yes, sir.
Defeated UConn.
Yeah.
Nail biter.
Yeah. Yeah,
Bobby
man.
Hurley's team is donezo for the season.
Done so.
The incumbent reigning champion Yukon Huskies men's basketball squad is done.
Done. Done. You don't know.
You done know.
You're done. Party over. Party.
Party done. Party done.
So you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the heck up off this floor.
But then again, Sheffield was number one ranked Florida.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
You know
No
what I'm
doubt.
saying? It was a nail biter.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that game, sir?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I missed that one.
Okay.
I mean, it was a busy weekend for me. What I did catch, I did like, but you know, when we get to those teams, I'll fill you in. I didn't see that one. I missed that one.
This is a good segue though, because you know what game I did see?
What game?
The Maryland Terrapins against Colorado State.
Yo, listen,
Jeff, did I call it?
you did.
He's
You
one of the
did.
main people I told you we should keep an eye on.
Yes, you did.
That
Yes,
young freshman boy,
a
that young bull,
heartbeat.
Derek Queen,
Yes, sir.
out of B-more,
Yes, sir.
6'10 freshman. My
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen,
man, that
listen.
was a nail biter.
Yeah, that was.
That was an absolute nail biter.
I know the question was, did he walk at the end? Listen, he collected on his left, right? So
Yeah,
that means that he had to take the hop on his right. So by the
yes,
time he brought it up, he was stepping. So it still could have been a dribble. It would have been a
yes,
high dribble, but he's tall.
yes,
But he collected on his left. Now, had he
yes.
collected on his right and took that right step, that's a whole different story. But he had to collect himself, and he got a free step, and he was able to take the two step. I know it sounds crazy, but this is the new NBA.
Listen, you heard it here first
Not
from the
NBA, the
chef.
new basketball. It's a new style of basketball.
Listen, y'all, you heard it here first from the chef, who's a former basketball player himself, AAU coach himself.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna argue with him. I suggest you don't either. Hey, what the man said. Listen, but we prophesizing out here again, Vlad.
No doubt.
You said this young man, Derek Queen, is he or is he not giving off DJ Burns vibes, man?
Yo, yo,
Is
yo,
he
yo,
giving off
cha.
DJ Burns
Yes.
vibes, man?
Yes. You know who else he reminds me of? The way he collected that ball
Who
and,
was
and
that?
charged the hoop? Stacey Augman. Rubber band man.
Fantastic man.
Yeah. He's really lucid and like, like I don't know, he was just real flexible the way he moved. It was real fluid to the basket.
Yo, the crazy did you see the shot? If you see when you see the video, the clip that we
Yeah.
got, you see when he takes the shot, he jumps off the wrong foot.
That's
And
why I
he
said it's not a
kisses,
walk.
and he kiss and like Dick Vitale says, the kiss off the rim, the kiss off the rim.
It was a nice kiss too, man. Listen, he's a diaper dandy. Yeah. No, listen, that was a move, B. That was
Yeah,
a
that was a
strong
move. That
move.
was a move.
That was a move.
You know what I read?
What's that?
This is definitely a kid from B-more vibes. I mean, Derek Queen is from B-more, so which is really down the block from Maryland, right?
Right, no doubt it
So,
is.
you know what I mean? But I read that when they got final possession of the ball, when it was up when they were up 71-70,
Yeah.
and when Colorado State was up 71-70, and the coach said, "What do you want to do?" And I kid you not, when I read, they said Derek Queen said, "I want the mother effing ball." Talk that big talk, big boy. He talking that big talk.
Yo,
Talking
listen,
that big talk
it's your
already.
season on the line.
You know what I'm saying?
It's your season on the line. You got to go big. Go big or go home. If you're not heartful enough to take the rock and take it to the cup, Then why are you here?
I like this kid already. I like
I
this kid
love
already,
him.
Vlad.
I love him.
I like this kid already, Vlad. My man said, "Give
So
me the mother effing ball
this is it.
from B More."
There it is. There it is. You want players like that, as all heart. You know what I'm saying? You want those players that's
Yeah,
zesty, that don't
yeah,
care. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
he knows how to get it done. And in the final seconds, he knew what to do at the Rock.
Kid got it done, man. Salute to him.
No, sir, no doubt, no doubt. He cut through he got the pick that he wanted,
Yeah,
rolled off the pick, cut to the left,
yep.
cut to the basket. He didn't make it a wide turn. He made it so odd that the defender couldn't defend. You know what I mean?
That's
So that
right.
as soon as he got the ball, all Queen had to do was just roll to the basket and
That's
then
right.
pick it up. The defender that was defending him was coming up, and now
Right.
he had to back up at the same time. So it didn't give him enough room to turn, or else he would have cracked his ankle.
Mm-hmm. Dig it, dig it. That was a hell of a game, man.
It was,
Salute to the young bull.
no doubt.
But they're about to face Florida in Sweet 16, Vlad. Number one ranked Florida.
But
They're about to face.
but
They're
okay,
about to face the Gators, Vlad.
yeah, yeah. But Gators. A lot of people pick. The crazy thing is, a lot of people pick them in their brackets, right, to win the whole thing.
Yeah,
Make me a believer. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah,
Make me a believer,
right.
because I think what we're down to, which is what the Sweet 16, is a
Yep.
lot. There's a lot of teams still left in it that could win it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying Florida is not worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Florida is one of those teams that could win it, but there's so many good teams left in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking like the bottom seeds, Cinderella teams. I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
like top seeds.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's definitely going to be exciting. This
Yeah.
weekend alone, you know what I mean? So I'm going to try to catch it as much as I can. But again, my son is playing ball, so I'm going to miss some of it. I'll
Yeah.
try to I'll try to do the rewind, because I know this weekend is mostly going to be the most biggest games out there this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you got Duke in Arizona.
No doubt.
Going up against
Yep.
each other, Sweet 16. So watch
Kentucky,
watch
Tennessee.
the boy Cooper Flag,
Cooper
American
flag.
flag.
Cooper
You know what I'm
flag.
saying? So,
No doubt.
Duke stays with the great white hopes.
I know, right? I like nobody
They
can be
stay
that
with the great
lucky.
white Christian Laettner, Cherokee
Chris.
Parks. Now we got Cooper Flag.
You said Cherokee Parks.
You remember
Oh,
Cherokee Parks?
that's a name. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that is a whole name.
Yeah, man.
You
Yeah,
still got
man.
Ole Miss versus Michigan. So that's two top teams. You still got BYU versus
Yeah,
number 2 Alabama in there. So that's two
yeah,
more good teams. And then at the
absolutely.
and then at the bottom bracket, it's gonna be sweet, because you got Houston versus Purdue, Florida, Maryland, like you just said, Texas Tech, Arkansas, and
Yeah.
Kentucky versus Tennessee. Why do they call it Arkansas? It looks like Kansas to me. I don't know.
And R, Kansas.
Yeah,
R,
Can
Kansas.
yeah, Kansas. You know what I'm saying? That's weak. That's weak. I'm gonna need to change that. But Arkansas is still left in it. So, remember we talked about the reason why I say Arkansas is because me and you, John, we go back.
Yeah.
Back in the days, Arkansas was no joke with Todd Day, um,
Kareem Reed.
Kareem Reed. Yep,
Yes.
yep.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. There's some big names come
Remember
out
them
of Ark.
boys? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was was it was was Corliss on that squad?
Yes. No, he wasn't on that squad, I don't
No,
think. But
no,
Corley,
but he did
he
play
did,
for Arkansas, right?
and he was a monster.
Yeah, the big nasty.
Big nasty. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but
so there's a lot of good came out of Arkansas.
yeah, but speaking of Arkansas, that was the battle of the Titan coaches, Calipari against Patino. They were the
Yes.
ones that actually eliminated St. John's out of contention in the second round, 75-66. So I think and listen, I don't know if you peeped this, but it was a very, very controversial move by Rick Pitino. He benched his main guy for the last 5 minutes of the game, RJ Ruiz,
Why do you do that?
RJ Luis Jr.
Why do you do
Because
that?
because he was three for well first of all, St. John shot terribly.
Mm,
They shot terribly from the three. Their field goal percentage was god awful. So I don't know. It was more so much about Arkansas's defense than it was St. John's poor shooting. But for you to bench your main guy RJ Luis Jr. for the last 5 minutes and not get him back out there, at least give him a chance to carry the team on his back and get him back in the game, because that's what superstars do. That's what stars do.
right.
They get in a slump and you have nobody else to go to. You gotta go to your main guy. You don't keep him on the bench. So I found it to be very controversial. I don't know, Patino got a lot of flack for that. So people were raising eyebrows like, why would Rick Pitino keep his main guy on the bench during crunch time? You gotta get him back out there, let him show
Let
his
him
heart,
cook. Yeah.
show his heart, and get back out there and try to bounce back and put the team on his back so we can will him to victory. This is the makings of champions. This is the making of stars. This is what they do. They get in a slump, put them back out there. First, you as a coach gotta believe in them. That's your A1. You put
Right.
them out there and tell them, look, listen, just do what you do.
Cook.
We ride and no dying with you.
I mean, it's a
So
lot of that. Like just as you said last week, John. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? There's no schemes. There's no nothing that you could do. You can't even
right,
scout.
right.
You can't. You only got a week to prep. No, actually, you only have a day to prep.
Yep,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
So yeah, you definitely got to put your best foot forward and hope for the best, because when you're playing teams, it's anybody's game any given night. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So you got to hope that what you gave them, every tool that you gave them throughout the season,
yep,
is preparing them for every other team that they're gonna play in this tournament. You know what I mean? That's why it's March Madness, because you just never know.
yeah,
And for Rick Pitino to do that, you got to be careful in this day and age, right? This isn't the '90s or the early millennium where Neil wasn't involved and the transfer portal wasn't a thing. You, so with that being said, if this kid wasn't on board with being benched, this is a new, different, youth movement and mindset. Basketball players will up and leave in a heartbeat. And when you lose one player, it's an open door. You know what I mean? It's a revolving door.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
don't want to set that type of trend, much less, make that
Right,
your new norm for St. John's after
right.
your first year back in the dance. So yeah, Rick Pitino needs to be careful. I would definitely have a talk with him, which I'm
Yeah.
sure he did. And we'll see. We'll see. The transfer portal opened up I think on Monday. Monday yeah, I think Monday. I think
Yeah,
it
open
opened up.
Monday. That's right.
So so far, we'll see. I'll keep an eye out on that and let y'all know. But there's certain things that you just can't do. I know you can't bend to every kid's will, because where you find one, you'll find another. But not
Hmm.
everybody fits your scheme. So you got
Hmm.
to keep that in mind too before you lose a kid.
The NIL deals and the transfer portal definitely empowers the student athletes
It does.
ever before. So if RJ Luis didn't appreciate what happened to him,
Yeah.
he could very well be like, you know what?
Deuce.
And Rick Pitino can't do anything about it. And this is why I'm a strong proponent of these kids getting coached by Gen X coaches, guys our age.
Yeah.
I think we'll be more relatable to the kids. We'll have a better understanding because we actually, like you said a while back, thanks to Ed O'Bannon, we actually advocated for college athletes to get paid,
Facts.
right? And now that it came into fruition, I think Gen X coaches will have a better understanding and how to deal with situations like that instead of the old dinosaur coaches. No shade to Rick
Archaic.
Pitino. I mean, Rick Pitino's archaic. Guys like Pitino, guys like John Calipari, they're dinosaurs. So, and
Yeah.
if you're gonna be a dinosaur, you better readjust your mindset to today's athletes because they have leverage now.
Oh yeah, heavy,
Yeah,
John.
you understand? I mean,
Heavy.
good.
So yeah, you got to be careful, man.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go around, yelling at these kids, these young men, like,
Mm-hmm.
they're part of your family. They're not gonna see it that way. You know what I mean? Most crazy things,
I
John.
mean, I don't mind. I mean, a little tongue lashing won't hurt. A
It
little tongue
don't,
lashing
but
won't hurt.
these
You know what I'm
kids,
saying?
these
I mean,
kids ain't the same.
you gotta bark on them a little bit. You know what I mean? Don't be pandering and being all soft. You know what I
Which is
mean?
crazy,
But
but you almost have no
there's a
choice though,
line
John.
though. Say it again.
With I don't know about football, but in basketball, you really don't have you ain't got that much leverage.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? It's to the point where um what you call those faculties where they give money, boosters.
right.
It's almost to the point where boosters are threatening coaches. Like, yo, if you don't get in the transfer portal and turn this around, you're done. Your career is done.
Mm,
Here, at least, your career is done.
mm-hmm,
You know
mm-hmm.
what I mean? So it's crazy. And it's not just basketball, it's football too.
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
so yeah, Rick Pitino needs to. I like Rick. I think he's an excellent coach. He brings a lot of knowledge to the game.
Yep.
It's up to the kids to listen and
Yeah.
and and learn what they can learn because on the next level they're going to be better. But the,
Absolutely.
but the question is, who, who's going to take that verbal tongue lashing?
Mm, mm-hmm,
You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? If
Yeah.
one kid could take it and show everybody else that, hey, it's all right. He's just trying
Mm-hmm,
to make me better. And then the coach at the end of the day shows that same kid love. That
mm-hmm,
changes everything.
mm-hmm,
Like, yo, you want to play here.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
Yep. Dig it. Dig it.
yeah.
And of course, unfortunately, this kind of really adds more to the controversial selection of North Carolina being selected to be part of the tournament as they got quickly eliminated in the second round. So, of
Yeah, we
course,
called that last week, John.
woo, so of course, I'm sure there's a lot of mumblings behind that. Like, look at this.
Listen,
You know what I
I
mean?
rumors have it that Hubert Davis is on the hot seat
Already.
already. Yeah, rumor has
Mm,
it down here in rumor mill. A lot of people are not happy within
mm,
the North Carolina Tar Heels,
right.
alumni school and booster club and all that other good stuff. A lot of people not happy because he's not maintaining that excellence. North
Mm,
Carolina under his tutelage hasn't really moved the needle.
mm-hmm.
I mean, they've had players, Ja. I mean, they should be where Duke is.
I mean, that backcourt, RJ Davis,
Yeah.
he's a bucket. Kid is a bucket.
So
You
I
know what
don't
I
know. A
mean?
lot of people not happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is what
Mm-mm.
it is, man. Their season's over.
Mm.
On to the ladies' side, Chef. On to the ladies' side. There was some stuff over there. Listen, tragedy has hit us.
Yes. Yes.
Poor Juju.
Listen, it's
Done for the season, brother.
I was trying to figure out on social media why Juju's being featured the way she's being featured so
Mm-hmm.
heavily, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know she got hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Juju is with Jaden Daniels and Jaden Daniels' mom is sitting in between them. I was like, yo,
Yeah,
what
yeah, yeah. That was a bit much. Yeah, I
what's
know.
what kind of troll mission is this from
Right,
social
right,
media?
right.
Undefeated, undefeated. But I didn't know it was because of that whole
But that
incident.
was that was prior to her unfortunate injury.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It was prior to
But I feel like people were just trolling her after that injury.
mm,
You know what I mean? So I'm like, come on, guys. I mean, so a mom's gonna protect her son, but this ain't the first time.
right.
And Juju got her own money. Come on now.
Yeah. She already got banked. Like I said, NIL. She already got
Yeah,
banked. She got commercial deals.
yeah,
She got a Nike deal
yeah.
in commercials.
She's already
Girl already
secured the
got banked.
bag. Yeah, she secured the bag.
Yeah. In comparison, it's interesting you mentioned that because girl, young ladies like Juju, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, who became the face of NCAA women's basketball, of course, became popular via social media and sports and the like, doing their part in elevating women's basketball. Um, they are earning they're earning more outside of professional basketball
Yeah,
than they are in professional basketball. So I imagine, especially for Caitlin and Angel, WNBA checks is pocket money because they got
that's
the
chump change
yeah,
compared
yeah,
to
because they got their deals outside of that.
yeah,
And
yeah,
and Juju right now is already paid.
yeah,
So eventually when she gets to the W, hopefully, God willing, if hopefully this injury doesn't derail her to we'll send love out there for the young girl because she's talented, man.
she is.
Like I said, I know I don't see any, I said before last show, I don't see no weakness in her game. Um, she she could take you off the dribble. She could shoot the three. She could shoot the midi. Um, and she plays the game. She plays the game with such ease.
Easy.
We witnessed a little bit of it before she went down with a devastating injury. But I'm looking forward to her coming back next year. Hopefully, she's fully recovered and she make that comeback. You know,
Man, no doubt.
yeah, yeah,
But you know what though? A torn ACL today isn't as bad as it once was back in the days where
right,
like Charles Smith
yeah,
and the company had those kind of injuries, man.
yeah,
So we definitely I don't take those injuries light,
hmm,
but it's definitely not the same injury um from back in the days. Meaning the medical technology has come up so much that
right,
players could come back in a year. And
hmm,
if they take themselves, take their health serious, they'll be
yeah,
fine. They'll be fine. It won't be 100% the same, don't get me wrong, because
hmm,
mentally it messes with you, but
yeah,
physically you take a step back, of course.
yeah,
So hopefully she'll fight that and
yeah,
do a lot of water training.
right, right, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Well, I'll tell you something, man. When Juju went down, another name you gotta watch out for the lady
Listen,
Trojans.
uh,
Kiki Irfin. Listen, Vlad, I saw that game. When Juju went down, it was like switch went off in Kiki's head. She was like, I got y'all. And Kiki bodied him.
for real.
Post, post, post him up, post up game, and
Mm.
once, up and unders, blocking shots.
See, that's what March Madness is about. It's not about.
Kiki took over.
Listen, you're gonna have your stars in there, but
Yeah.
it's can your teammates step up in the biggest moments?
Kiki damn sure did.
It is.
36-9, Vlad. 36-9.
Uh,
They mollywopped Mississippi State. Mollywopped them.
even off the map, huh?
Mollywopped them. They almost scored NBA points.
Jeez.
It was like 90, it was 96, it was 96-59, something like that.
Save some of them points.
Mollywopped them.
Save some of them points, man.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Your Kiki went off.
But
She's
that's all you need, though.
yeah,
That confidence builder.
yeah. So, it could be a blessing in disguise. As devastating as it looks, we get to see a new star emerge. Kiki Arifin. So the folks, so the light is gonna be on her now after that performance because she carried the team on her back. Said, "I got y'all. We moving on. We moving on." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no
And they
doubt.
are. You know, the Lady Trojans are in the Sweet 16 right now.
No doubt. Salute.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I mean, there's a lot of names, Can we segue to Connecticut?
yes, I was just about to say that. You know why? Because here's the other unfortunate part.
What's that?
Paige and Juju was on a crash course to meet each other. And so, assuming, because UConn won, of course, they mollywop San Diego State,
No doubt.
mollywop them. Lady Trojans mollywop Mississippi State, but they had another game to play. So if UConn won their Sweet 16 and USC won their Sweet 16,
Yeah.
they would have met. Paige and Juju would have met in the Elite Eight. Do you know? Can you imagine the ratings?
Yes.
You know how many eyeballs would have been set to watch that game?
Listen.
Paige against Juju.
Oh yeah.
Paige against Juju. You know how big the hype train would have been.
No, it's already there. You set the stage right now.
You know, there's no more. There's no hype. Juju's down, and
I
unfortunately,
know.
this is Paige is a senior, so Paige is going to the W.
Yeah, she
So
is.
she ain't gonna see Juju until Juju ends up in the W. But
Hey,
you already know that was highly anticipated.
you already know.
Yeah, that was highly anticipated.
You already know. But
Yeah,
before we get to Connecticut, you
yeah.
know who else I like in this tournament for the women?
What was that?
Notre Dame. Notre
Mm-hmm.
Dame. They've been
Mm-hmm.
good for the past few years. Few years. And they
Notre
salute
Dame.
Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
But they won. Salute to them, to the lady, Lady Irish over
The
there.
Lady Irish. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. Listen, they're a sleeper too for me. They're a sleeper too.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee Vols, without Pat Summit, of course, but
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee Vols look to be strong again. So we'll see. They play Texas. We got ourselves a Mexican standoff here, John. We got ourselves a Mexican standoff. So we may not see Page versus Juju, but we'll definitely see Notre Dame versus Tennessee. I hope
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that might be a good dance right there.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
might be a good dance. I like that little matchup if that happens. So you might still see some star-studded stuff, Joe.
Yeah, well,
Because
I know we're gonna see something. I definitely know we're gonna see something.
no doubt.
You know
Because
what I
Notre
mean?
Dame got that point guard that I like. I can't remember her name.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
transitioning back to Connecticut, Paige.
Paige Bucher.
Yes, sir.
14 for 21, 14 for 21 in the field, man.
She was shining like a diamond, bright
14
like a
to,
diamond.
14 to 21. What's that?
30.
66% for the field?
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's above 50 for sure. Listen, she was doing it on the
She was 14
turnaround.
to 21 from the field.
14 of yeah. Well,
She only
listen,
missed 7 shots.
you only missed 7 shots. Yeah,
Come on, man.
you know how hard that is.
Come on, man.
You gotta be hot.
She's unfair. She's unfair.
You gotta be Cocoa Crisp hot, B.
She's going to be a star in the dub. She's unfair. She's
Easy, job.
unfair.
Easy,
She's unfair.
easy.
She dropped 34.
Listen, Ja,
Please, it was unfair. It was unfair.
I'll tell you right now, Ja. It's if it happens, I want to see it. I'm praying that it happens.
Yeah.
At the finals is USC versus Connecticut, and it's not about the players; it's about the coaches.
Mm.
Because I don't know if you remember the last time UConn and USC met, which is South Carolina. I don't know if you remember that. It was a rivalry for the ages.
Mm.
Um, And I said, man, I would love to see them play with Paige healthy. And
The
here we
healthy
go.
Paige Bucher. Yeah.
Here we go, Ja.
Yeah.
Here
Okay.
we go, Ja.
We'll see. We'll see.
Listen, UConn is the winningest program in women's college basketball, right?
Facts.
At least I think so. Some people
No,
are
they
gonna
are.
say, some people are gonna say other names, right? But I think they are because they've been winning for years.
Yeah.
Always, always said if I had a daughter that balled out like that, she's going to UConn.
Didn't they have 100, didn't they have a 100 game winning streak? I think
Yeah,
they won like 100 straight games.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. They're like
yeah.
a 100 game winning streak. That's unheard of.
They ain't nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah. You people in the audience, you gotta fact check me. But I know it was a long streak.
Right.
So that means consecutive undefeated seasons.
Yeah, no, I think they had three undefeated seasons. And then
Yeah.
on the third one, I think they lost in the chip or something like that.
Yeah. 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 It was either close to it or a 100 game winning streak.
I'll fact check you in a
That,
second here, brother.
that's
But
bananas.
that is crazy though.
That is bananas. But that's also attributed to legendary coach Gino Rivera too. You
Oh,
know,
no doubt.
Gino's a UConn coaching legend. So that adds to the whole mystique of UConn basketball. UConn basketball as a whole is a mythology in and of itself. The men,
It is.
but the ladies,
Yeah,
the ladies got that. The
no
ladies
doubt.
got that. You know what I mean?
Heavy.
And yeah,
Ja,
and you know the legends that came out of there.
no,
We ain't gotta name them.
no, not even a little bit. Ja, you are absolutely correct.
Yes.
UConn holds the longest women's college basketball winning streak at 111 straight wins
Ja.
from 2014 to 2017. Just like I said, we hit that,
Yo,
that 3-year mark, sir.
yo.
Yes, sir.
It's-
Yes, sir.
They're the bar.
Yeah,
They're the bar.
yeah,
Who
they
who
are the
can
bar.
argue? Who can argue? Who better than the UConn women? Who's a better women's NCAA basketball team than UConn women's?
Listen, that is the bar.
Yeah.
Um, I've never known any too many, man. Listen, because this goes back even before 2014 to 2017. This goes back to
Mhm.
the 90s with what's her name?
Rebecca
Rebecca
Lobo.
Lobo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, it goes back to that. You know what I mean? It's just the recruiting process.
Rebecca Lobo, Diana Taurasi,
Tarazi,
Brianna Stewart,
Stewart.
Maya Moore. Come on, man. Come
Listen,
on, man. They unfair. It's
they
unfair.
are. They
It's
are.
unfair.
They are.
You
And
know?
and 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 mind you, it's not just winning streaks through the season. It's through the tournament and into the chip and
That's
winning.
right.
They cut down a lot of nets.
No doubt.
Mm.
No doubt. No doubt.
Closest team to that currently that we know in our current state is South
Mhm.
Carolina.
Yeah,
But
of course. The
but
one and only.
but they lost I think it was not last season, 2 seasons ago. But they had some games. They lost like 3 games this season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so they winning streak. They got to start all over, and it's okay
Yeah.
because UConn. I mean, you that 111 games. That's nothing to sneeze at, P.
Come on, man. I don't know who's gonna be able to top that.
No, not even if you played Utah on the streets, you could win 111
Yeah, you
games.
understand? You understand? You understand? So yeah, that's
21.
crazy. That's
You know
straight
what I'm saying?
crazy. That's
So,
straight crazy.
but
But
Paige though, man, let's see where she's from. I think she's out of Minnesota or something like that.
yeah, I forget her origins, but I
Yeah,
know I followed her from freshman year. I remember freshman year, she was balling until she suffered her knee injury, and then she came back strong. And of course, Paige has just been paging,
yeah,
and you see where she's at now. She's a bona fide superstar. She's WNBA ready.
yeah, no doubt.
I'm looking forward to seeing her in the dub. Her and Caitlin Clark going at it again.
Ooh,
You know what I mean? That's gonna be something to see. And we're gonna see our Paige uh handles herself against the OGs, the grown women.
yeah.
See how Paige handles herself against the likes of Angel Wilson, you know. Um,
But see, I knew about Paige from high school, so
yeah,
because the rumor about her was heavy. Like, yo,
yeah,
there's this girl that's coming out of Minnesota. She's nice,
right, right,
and she's going to Yukon. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
yeah,
Then
yeah,
when I seen her, I was like, this is before she entered college. You know what I'm saying? It was doing like, it was
yeah,
like, our Youth Nation that we haven't started yet. Look out for
right,
that audience. But
right.
it was one of those.
Shameless plug, shameless plug.
But it was on YouTube, and
Right,
she was just a young kid dribbling the ball, talking about, showing off her room and all her awards and everything. So I was like,
right.
oh, salute. So I said, all right, so she's the next. And when she got into college, I was watching her. So I watched her I didn't watch her in high school play, but I
Yeah.
knew about her in high school. And
Mm-hmm.
then I watched like one or two highlights that she had on YouTube. And then I
Mm-hmm.
watched her in college. I was like, yo, this chick is the truth. And then
Mm-hmm.
she twisted out her knee or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
And
right, right.
yeah. So she did that like what, 2, 3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, man, don't let this be. Well, she had a strong year last year.
She did. That's
She had
right.
a real
She did.
strong year last year.
That's right.
But I was hoping that that wouldn't be her career, that she's injury prone.
Right. Right.
So it looks like she figured it out to how to take care of her knees, and
Yep.
she's having a monster season.
Monster. Yeah. Monster. For real.
It's all full speed ahead between them and South Carolina. If no one gets in the way, look out, look out.
Yeah. I agree. Look out, man. So,
I mean, those buckets that she was putting up, it was nothing to sneeze at. I mean, she was doing on a pull up, on a curl, on on a turnaround. You know what I'm saying? On a fast break. I mean, how did you want it, left or right? You know what I'm saying? So she was all over the court, B, giving all those girls buckets.
yeah.
She gave those.
Mm-hmm.
No,
And
go
she
ahead.
played. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
no, no.
Go
I
ahead.
was saying, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna add, and she played to her strengths.
She
You know,
did.
she didn't go three heavy.
No,
Because
no.
that's my only thing with her. I don't think she's efficient hitting them threes. But the middies and all the other the moves you got, all the other all the other stuff in her repertoire and her arsenal, yeah,
Yeah.
bucket. Easy.
Listen,
You're not stopping her. You're not stopping her.
she's the female version of if you spliced DeMar DeRozan with Jason Tatum in
Mm,
in the midi game,
okay.
in the midi game,
Yeah.
inside out. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as the male of the
Mid range,
players, yeah.
give it a mid range, and
Yeah,
that's her.
yeah. Facts. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You know. But before we get to the going topic, we got to shout out
Who's that?
last but not least person that we highlighted during this NCAA March Madness. None
Oh shit.
other than Miss Haley Van Lith. Miss HVL
Listen,
did her thing, of course.
no doubt.
At TCU over Louisville 85-70. 16-10. Solid game.
It is.
Double double.
Yeah.
I don't think but I don't see TCU going far though. I think the clock will strike 12 for them in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, they go up against Notre Dame.
Up.
They
It's
go up
okay,
against Notre
Haley.
Dame. Listen, the Notre Dame,
Okay, Haley.
Notre Dame is the points differential is crazy right now.
Yeah.
And
It's all
between
right, Haley.
and between 30 and 40 points per game, different points
Hmm.
and differential between wins and losses, man. So
Mm.
I mean
Yeah.
They gave Austin 100.
Oh,
They gave Michigan 76.
oh, nah, nah.
You know what I'm
It's all right,
saying?
Haley. It's all right. You had a great run. You had
Those
a great
girls
run.
over there has got the arsenal, man.
Yeah, you had a great run. You had a great run.
It is what it is, man. It
Yeah,
is what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. You had a great run, Haley.
Yeah,
You had a
yeah,
great run.
yeah.
I think so looking forward to seeing her in the dub too. See what she do. I think I think she's a senior as well.
Yeah,
Um she like it's hard to catch up with her honestly because she done went through the portal a lot.
she has. But listen,
You
she
know what I
might
mean?
if she don't graduate this year, she's going to get the business again.
Yeah.
Remember I told you about the point guard at Notre Dame? It's Hannah Hidalgo. Remember her?
Mm-hmm.
She gave Caitlin fits
Mm.
a year ago. So watch out for her. I always liked her, but
Mm-hmm.
she's one of my favorite players.
Yeah. Okay.
That chick, yeah, she's 5'6", giving major buckets to people.
Right.
20, she's averaging 24, 5, and 3, man.
24,
She's
5, and 3. That's our line.
there, 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists per game.
All right. All right. That's
That's
what's
her
up.
season stats. See, I'm telling you, she's nice, B. I'm
Yeah, I
surprised.
remember Hannah.
You remember Hannah
Yeah, I remember Hannah from
Hidalgo? Yeah.
yeah, I
Oh,
remember Hannah from last year. Sure. Sure. Yeah, yeah,
let's
yeah. For sure.
let's go.
Sure.
Let's go.
So but yeah, onwards to Sweet 16, man. Man, more action to come.
Yes, sir.
We'll see what it is, man. We'll see what it
Uh-huh.
is. On to the go-in topic.
Oof.
Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. We kind of deviate a little bit.
Oh,
I know we said we was gonna focus on basketball, but at the chef's insistence and request, and I fully support it, we have to talk about this right now. Right now.
listen,
Go
it's
ahead,
got
Chef,
New
because
York.
this is your team.
Yes, sir.
The
Yes,
circus has
sir.
come to town, Chef. I can't wait till September. I can't wait till September, Chef.
Yo,
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Speak on it.
first and foremost, our beloved Knicks are playing right now.
All right.
And
Don't get off this.
no, 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 no. This is all
Don't do
related.
that.
This is all relatable. This is all relatable.
Good.
The reason why I bring up the Knicks is
Uh,
because one of the Giants' biggest acquisitions off season is at the game. Russell Wilson.
oh, is he now?
Yes,
The game?
Celebrity Road. Him and
Oh, is he now?
yeah, him and Sierra.
Okay.
They're at tonight's game. Russell Wilson, a New York Giant quarterback. You
That's
know what? Compared to what the Giants had since Eli Manning,
yeah.
that moves the needle for me. I know everybody was
Taking it.
talking about wait for Aaron Rodgers, wait till I think this is premature. I think we rushed it. We should have waited. I was like, Aaron Rodgers, really?
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. But Russell Wilson, listen, the Giants did something that I never thought that I would ever see.
This is a first. Go
This
ahead.
is a first. You know what I'm saying? Two, not one, not one, two Afro American quarterbacks starting. One will be starting for the first time in Giants history. And this is why, I guess for me, it's a little important because it's like you couldn't have got the worst quarterback in the game. You couldn't. Russell Wilson. I don't know how much of the needle it will move over Aaron Rodgers, John. I know what he did with the Jets, right? I get it. But Russell Wilson, which Russell Wilson are we getting? Are we getting the Seahawks Russell or the Pittsburgh
Steelers.
Steelers? Now, if we get the Steelers one, did he learn anything from Tom? That's the question. And if he did, is he back to his normal self, especially after the injury? The
Right.
Giants really don't have no wide receivers that's gonna besides whatchamacallit,
Malik
neighbors.
Neighbors.
Yeah. Giants don't really have any explosive running backs. That's that's gonna leak out and Russell Wilson's gonna struggle to throw to. So I could
Well,
see
Tyrone. I mean, listen, I told you about Tyrone Tracy, Vlad. He wasn't too.
you did.
And don't y'all still have Devin Singletary?
I don't know yet. I don't know. There's
Okay.
been a lot of
I think y'all
movement.
still have him. I think y'all
Okay.
still have him. But go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. I'm sorry. Continue. Go ahead.
But the problem is still too, and I know Dell is gonna say this. Um, the Giants' problems aren't the quarterback, even when you do have these quarterbacks, it's the O line. So what are they trying to do in the draft by doing Jameis Winston, which is what we'll get to in a second, and
Yeah.
Russell Wilson? So are they going quarterback, O line, wide receiver, running back? So this is going to be interesting in how they draft because they got all the top draft picks in every round.
Mm-hmm.
Or do they sell one of their top draft picks and go um, number one? And we
Right.
know if they go number one, then that tells us everything we need to know, somewhat, because
Yeah.
they could go wide receiver, or they could go number one QB. You know what I mean? So they could go, yeah, John, yeah, John.
So, yo, Chef, if they do go number one, because the rumblings is they're gonna draft, they still gonna draft a QB.
Yeah, oh no doubt.
So,
Yeah,
are we gonna see three
three,
quarterbacks?
three, three. Ja, it's gonna be three.
Cam or Shador?
Who would you
Because it's got
get,
to be
Ja?
either Cam or Shador.
I would go Cam, right?
Okay.
For pedigree.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people are saying Shador because of the finesse, the swagger,
Yeah,
the
of
don't
course. It's a
care, you know
Sanders,
what I'm
of
saying?
course. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? The gunslinger.
yeah.
But do you dare have Shador and Winston, right? That's one. And then Dion coming to the games. Yo, it's gonna be hilarious, right?
Circus. That'd definitely be a circus.
You can't. That'll be so that's not going. I don't see that happening. I really
Mm-hmm.
don't. But I
Mm-hmm.
do see Ward, Russell, and Jameis, and Ward being the equilibrium.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think having Russell there will definitely build up Ward. Cam will definitely learn a lot from Ward. And then at the same time, I'm not saying Jameis Winston is anything less. I think he'll be a great quality leader in teaching Ward how to lead your troops, what to say, what not to say, how
Mm-hmm.
to be careful with media, how to deal with the media. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'm giving them too much credit, but I I just honestly don't believe that the Giants did what they just did, but I do based on Joe Sean because
Mm-hmm.
it's like his impatientness made him do one thing, but then when he got the second thing, he got greedy. Make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't I'm I can't believe again I can't believe he did it, and I know that I like the move on one hand, but yeah I'm shaking and scratching my head on another. You know what I mean? Because I know that Aaron Rodgers almost doesn't want to teach, but would he change his mind? But we
Right.
only got Russell Wilson for 1 year, so that tells me a lot too. But we got
Yeah.
Jameis Winston for two.
Okay.
So that means that Cam Ward, if we draft him, has a year, 1 year, year and a half window
Yeah.
to get acclimated
The
with the
prep. Yeah.
Giants.
Acclimated. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Shador, I don't see. I see him wanting to get out there ASAP.
Right. Right away.
Right. And I don't see him waiting a year.
Yeah.
Giant fans are going to be the same way. They did it with Eli.
Yeah. The,
But
the 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 first mistake either one of them make, they're gonna be calling for Cam.
yeah, Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how
But
they did Kurt Warner.
easy.
Yeah,
And I was like, man, listen, do y'all know what y'all are asking for? And I
yeah,
knew a lot of Giant fans was like, nah, we got to get Warner out of there. I was like, I
yeah. I
get
remember
it,
that.
but
Remember that? Yeah,
I was like, yo, listen, that's you're let him carry the clipboard. This is a lot of growing pains coming right
yeah,
now.
right.
And I'd be damned if it wasn't, Joe. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even Eli that got us the Super Bowls. It took like Plexico Barrers. It took the defensive all the defensive juggernauts that we had.
Yeah,
It's too many to
JPP
name.
Strahan. Yeah.
Too many to name
Mhm.
from the first line of defense to the secondaries.
Yeah,
Aaron Pierce, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? That was the first one. The second one, no different. You know what I mean? So we don't have that today. We
right.
don't have that. We don't even have a fifth of that. Although they went out there and recruited heavy. It means a lot of money being spent through the Giants because of
Hmm.
the, whatever they had to go through to get there. They had to sell a lot
Sure,
of players.
sure.
So is it worth it? We'll see come August, right? Because
Yeah, man. Whew, man.
and then it's gonna be the 2025-26 season is gonna be must see TV. All right.
Especially them
Two,
post game interviews, man. I'm telling you.
don't
Telling you.
close the TV. Like Bill Cosby, "Oh, the close the TV
You know what I'm
because
saying?
Jameis Winston is gonna speak." Oh, blah, 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 blah.
Word
So it's
up.
gonna be
Word
like
up.
pure comedy for me. Like this, like
This is
if you
gonna be
don't
a
know,
show.
I know a lot of people are upset because of it. Why do we get Jameis Winston? Oh, this is, and I mean his unfortunately his social media page. If he doesn't know what New Yorkers are like, turn off your social media, bro.
He about to find out. It's all it's a different beast over here.
Yo, New York, when they
Yeah,
think you a clown,
yeah.
when they think you a clown, they got no love for you.
You're gonna get
So,
chopped and barbecued, you hear me?
so the best thing you're gonna do is go out there, is really be quiet and just play. But that ain't his
Right.
style. That ain't his style. I
Yes.
still think he got a little bit in his choo choo train.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm praying that Russell Wilson shows up more than Jameis Winston because
No.
because I'm like Ja, come on, out of all the quarterbacks we could have got, Ja, we got pure comedy.
But they well, they were they fit the cap. I mean, you couldn't get anybody else. I mean, it's not
No, no.
you couldn't get Stafford. Stafford was too much.
Listen, what's
Uh,
gonna happen?
that definitely wasn't gonna happen. You wasn't getting Stafford.
No.
Uh, who else was out there? I forget who other
But
free.
if you get Stafford, how many years does that buy you? Does that buy you another year so you can get the quarterback that you want in another Manning?
Stafford gets you staff to me, I think Stafford gets you at least three.
Right. So
Hmm.
that means that you would have to, shelf whatever quarterback you got coming or
Yeah,
you draft
yeah,
this year or next year for the next 2 to 3 years.
yeah.
I don't think the Giants are that patient, much less their fan base.
Well, hence why they got Jameis and Russell.
Now, again, I like Russell. I want
Yeah.
to give him a chance. I don't know. I don't know if New York wants to give him a chance. New York definitely doesn't don't want to give Winston a chance. They think he's a media clown, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And rightfully so. I get it,
Hmm.
but give it a chance. We have nobody. Who you gonna go with? DeVito?
Yeah, no, right, right, right. But in the grand scheme of things, I could see, we laugh and we joke about how it's going to be a circus, but in the grand scheme of things, to your point, you see what they're doing. You
Yeah,
already
yeah,
see what they're doing because
right.
they're going to draft a QB again.
Yeah,
And if we're Joe Showing, that's what we're doing. If we got these two on the cheap, we getting Cam Ward, not Shador. Shador's going to add more to the circus.
yeah, he
Too
is.
big of a distraction. He's a hype train his own self. He's a Sanders. We all know who
Yeah,
his father is. You get Cam Ward, Cam Waters holding. We're going back to the old ways. Cam Waters holding the clipboard.
No doubt.
2 years.
Right.
You're getting mentored by future Hall of Fame quarterback. I mean, let's not take anything away from Russell.
Listen, let's not sneeze at
Yeah,
that.
Russell's going to the Hall.
Don't play yourself. You're getting
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
don't get it twisted. He's going to the Hall. Right? He's going to the Hall. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We're not getting Seattle Seahawks Russell Wilson, but we getting a future Hall of Famer that could add some insight and information to Cam Ward if he so chooses to give it to him. Jameis Winston adds another form of veteran leadership and mentorship to Cam Ward, or he can show him what to do, or show Cam Ward what not to do.
What not to do. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
There's that. You know?
So I get what they're doing. You're replacing Vito, right?
Yeah,
With a backup quarterback in Jameis. And
yeah.
then your starting QB for the first time in history is going to be an African American
Gonna be a
QB.
black man. Yes, sir.
And it may not be Aaron Rodgers with Aaron Rodgers pedigree, but I don't think Russell Wilson is damaged goods. I don't
Yeah,
know why people
not
think
really.
that.
Not at all. Not totally.
No, I don't know understand because last year he didn't have a bad season.
No, not at all.
Actually, he showed glimmers of hope for Pittsburgh,
Yeah,
and then he came on at Denver before he was shipped out or he left. His last few games, he had some decent throwing games.
yeah.
I mean, he didn't.
But that relationship between him and Sean Payton was a disaster.
It was.
I mean, that
So,
was just, oof.
but listen, it's all about the systems. I can't take away from that. If you have a good system, right,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
all you need is a quarterback that fits that system.
Yep.
And Jameis Winston doesn't exactly fit Dabo's system, but Russell does.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Jameis is just a good backup for a game or two to get us
Mm-hmm.
to get us to the playoffs in case Russell gets hurt. Maybe that's
Right.
what that is. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you now, once Giants go 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, and you start seeing a trend of 1-3, it's going to be rumblings.
They're gonna be rumbling. They're gonna be calling for Cam.
Because at that point, you might as well bring in the rookie, right? That's
Yeah.
what people are going to be saying. If we're
Mm-hmm.
going to lose, let's lose out with the rookie and let him get
Mm-hmm.
some experience.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going to be the rumble.
Yeah, yeah. You
But
know how New Yorkers are. You already know.
so
You know how New
so if you're
Yorkers
going
are.
to do that, you have to be all in
Mm-hmm.
on Cam Ward and trade up. You have
Yeah.
to be, or
Yeah.
you work out a deal where the team that drafts Cam Ward trades with you,
Mm.
like they did with Eli.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be Titans and Giants on the clock.
Mm. Yeah. Okay.
So
Dig it.
that's what I
Dig it.
see.
Yeah. All right. All
What do
right.
what do you see, Joe?
No, I just listen. Nah, this
You just here for the jokes. You here
nah,
for
this is your take, man. This is your take. I got nothing right now. This is your take, brother. This is your take. You know what I'm saying?
listen, I'm definitely looking as much as it is to me hearing the name Jameis Winston. I just
Mhm.
think pure comedy. I'm gonna smile. But you know what? I don't live in New York anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't have to deal with the pressures of, my team is losing and this, that, and the third. And,
Right.
in my face, that is.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right. Right.
I gotta endure that from a distance, but I don't feel the same. It doesn't hit the same.
Dig it.
You know what I mean? But if I
Yeah.
had to come to New York and somebody say, "Yo, I got tickets to the Giants game," I'm gonna have to think about it. I'm like, do I really want to put myself through that? You know? You know what I'm saying? Do I really want to?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But not everybody could be JD. Say Jaden Daniels. That is.
Mm-hmm.
Come in and have a great season, lead your team into the playoffs, and almost win the second round, get you into the second round. You know what I mean, or
Mm-hmm.
the finals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I just don't see it. But Jameis Winston, when I heard that, I said, "Yeah, we got to do a take on this. We got to do a take on this, right?"
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I was hoping that you put that in the playlist. But then when I heard Russell Wilson was a lock, I was like, "What?"
yeah.
So I was like, "Wait a minute, the Giants are doing this?
Right. Both of them, right?
Both of
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
them?
yeah. Both of them?
What's next?"
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it's gonna be. It's been so far an interesting off season for football. I mean, I know we're in basketball season, but watching what the Giants do, is it hero or is it just like fluff? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You just don't know until the season starts because they picked up a lot of good players.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. The O line looks like it's going not the O line, the defensive line. So it look like it's going to be something something mean to mess with.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll see.
We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll
We'll
see.
see, Joe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, brother.
Damn it,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, you got one tonight?
Listen, that's gonna go to the Giants, bro. That's gonna go to the Giants, bro. Jameis Winston, really? Jameis Winston.
uh,
Uh,
mm,
that's all I can say, Ja. I'm trying to see it, Ja. I'm trying to picture it and be
mm,
serious about it because what he did with New Orleans, it wasn't sustainable. We knew,
mm-hmm,
and so I knew that. Well, maybe he resurrected his career. Then
mm-hmm.
he went to Cleveland. It got worse, Ja. His post game, his post game had more entertainment than his game.
Oh,
It was like I was like, yo, I mean,
instant classics.
I'm not wishing the guy anything in negativity. I'm just saying, I think he needs a quarterback coach.
Mm-hmm,
You know what I mean? Like ever since
mm-hmm.
he left FSU, he has been wired. And
Right.
I don't know what kind of wiring he's got, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say he's off. I'm not gonna say he's this, that, and the third, because he sounds like he's a spiritual dude. So he'll
Yeah.
definitely bring that spiritual essence, that
Right,
balance to
right.
that locker room where the
Yeah.
cats, if they want to fight, he's gonna straighten that out. Respect
Mm-hmm.
that. But the Giants, I mean, I, j- I don't know, B. I've like for the years that I've watched the Giants, this is
Yeah.
I gotta be the most interestingest move I've ever seen them make.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Behind drafting Danny Dimes. I think that was like the worst move that I've ever seen a organization make in getting a quarterback from Duke that
Mm-hmm.
didn't know what to do. Like he couldn't figure it
Mm.
out. I'm not saying he's a bust. I think maybe he'll go somewhere where he fits in, which is what Minnesota, right? That's where he went.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I wish him well there. But New York was not a fit for him, and I don't know why the New York Giants think that Jameis Winston is going to be a fit here because the New York market is like is a beast, B. It's a different animal. It's
They
not
gonna
like
learn. They gonna learn. They
it's
gonna
not
learn.
like Philly,
They gonna
but
learn. Definitely ain't like Seattle. They gonna learn. They gonna learn.
listen, if Tom Tomlin wouldn't take him, what makes you think the Giants should have took him?
They gonna learn.
Joe Sean might just lose his job behind
They
that
are
one. So
going
what?
to learn.
Listen, I wish that man well. I don't think he. Other people will say I've never said it. We've never said it.
Mm,
As far as like being negative on a show,
mm,
we always wish people well. But when something does don't fit, square peg, round hole.
mm, mm.
That's all I could say.
Right.
It's just that different
Yeah. Yeah.
in comparison.
I dig it. I dig it.
So that's my damn it, man. Giants get a damn it, man, for that one. Square peg, round hole.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You, Joe, you got a damn it, man.
Yes, yes, yes. After further thought and process, Chef,
Yes, sir.
I am publicly going to concede
Oh,
to your opinion. I'm going to publicly concede to your opinion and say, yes, your points are valid and you are right. And I am going to officially side with you. What am I talking about?
oh no.
Talking about sass.
Sass.
Yes. So our show, our show, previous two shows, we touched on LeBron, Stephen A.
Yeah.
fiasco, and I thought about it some more, and I said, you know what? It is sensitive being criticized about your parenting,
Mhm.
and for a man who's also a father to publicly criticize another man about his parenting in front of millions of people to see, there is a level of condensation there and disrespect there because you don't have the right to um, solicit advice on what being a father is to another person when they came up in a different upbringing. And clearly, to LeBron's credit, from the outside looking in, he has produced a good family.
What?
The
Beautiful.
kids are on the straight and narrow. You don't hear nothing about them. You don't hear
Nothing.
nothing about Bron
Mm-mm.
himself. You don't hear nothing about his wife. So either they're living they're people living on the up and up and a high standard, or they got a good PR team. Either way, it don't matter. Because when we talk about kids who are the responsibility, who are a representation of us, if a kid is doing bad, doing real bad, what's the first thing society says?
Must have been the parents
Right,
parenting, parents
right,
parenting
right,
incorrectly. Yeah.
right. And so, what's the worst thing that could happen to Bronny? That he becomes a bust?
Right.
Is that really the worst thing that could happen?
That's about the worst.
No, I mean that's the worst. That is literally the worst thing that could possibly happen to Bronny.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a bust. Is it he's committing a crime?
Mm-mm.
Is it he's on drugs? Is it he's touching girls? Is he sexually assaulting girls?
Right.
I mean, is it anything that's morally questionable or egregious in character that Bronny is doing that will make you question the parenting? The worst thing that can happen to Bronny is that he becomes a bust. And quite
Yeah.
frankly, he's kind of working towards not being a bust. You saw
Yeah.
his last professional game in the league against the Bucks. He dropped 17.
Yep.
And then a couple of days later, he went back to the G League and dropped 39.
39.
So the kid is progressing.
I told you, John, when we talked about it, I said, listen,
Right.
he's going to have a slow start. Give
Yeah.
him time. I said that, remember?
Yeah.
We said that.
Right, 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 right. Exactly. Exactly. So I mean, so if that's the most that could happen, then listen, there's nothing to question about LeBron's fatherhood or LeBron's parenting.
Much less, it's not even just LeBron's parenting. It's the mother too, the wife.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. You question, but a lot of us men, we're looking at the father first because the father is presumed leader of the household, head of household. So of
Right.
course we're gonna look at the father first. If the father is in the household, people are gonna look at the father.
No
So for
question.
Stephen A to even question and challenge LeBron's fatherhood, I can definitely understand the upset because we're both fathers, and yes, I will be sensitive too. Someone if my daughter is doing anything devoid of actions that are morally inept, or morally questionable. Why are you challenging me as a father?
Right.
Talking about you're imploring me as a father what I should do. No, you don't get the right to do that.
No.
Let me handle my household the way I see fit.
Facts.
So damn it, Stephen A. Smith, you done did it again. I am shifting my stance. Damn it, Stephen A. Smith, you done did it again. You done pissed off another athlete.
I know. I know. And then he tried to go.
I think what it is that confused me though, Vlad, was what LeBron said to him in confronting him. Because he said, "Don't talk about my son." So that might have been the reason why, not to make excuses, but that might have been the reason why I processed it differently. Because that's where I back Stephen A. Smith. Because he wasn't really talking about Bronny. He really wasn't talking about Bronny like that. You know what I'm saying? He was just because we all don't care about the nepotism. Nobody doesn't care about that.
Right.
So LeBron, so I think the slight confusion, not the slight confusion for me was LeBron was pressing him about talking about Bronny when LeBron really should have been like, yo, don't talk to me about how to be a father. Who are you to talk to, who are you to say about me about how to be a father?
Right.
That's what he should have said. It wasn't about Bronny. It was about Braun. You know what I'm saying? And Stephen A, for whatever reason, has an axe to grind with Braun.
You know it.
And so, yeah, that's how you should have said that. Not don't talk about my son. Stop talking about my son. No, you tell that man like, yo, you don't get it. You don't get it. You don't get to tell me how to be a father. Who are
Facts.
you to tell me how to be a father? So if I think if LeBron said that to him, like truly addressed him about what the real issue is, then I think I'd have had a more better understanding. But I do now after further review. So damn it, Stephen A, you done did it again. Done pissed off another damn athlete. This guy's crazy.
He is, man. He is. I don't get it, man. But here we
Yeah,
are. Back in the
yeah.
days, he would have got tuned up for it, but
You know what
here
I'm
we are.
saying? So that's what it is, man.
No doubt.
Yeah. So with that being said, that's it for our show, brother.
Yes, sir.
That's it for our show. We thank you people for watching. Thank you for listening.
Facts.
Until next week, always remember, whatever you do, make sure you love what you do so you can embrace the grind. WGR Sports, we are gone.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
And again, we got some stuff coming down the pipe.
Yes, sir.
All right. Peace.
All right.